Despite spending comparatively more on education than many countries, South Africa still faces massive challenges in educating its children. The majority of South Africans have poor roots. Years of apartheid have left a fragmented social fabric and a huge illiterate adult population. This has manifested itself in schools, and playing catch-up is difficult. Children today battle in the classroom with overcrowding, a lack of discipline and limited resources, and at home with poor socio-economic circumstances and no education role models to turn to.
In this province, 70% of the population don't have a grade 12. So that has implications for how the children are socialized, and poor performance is associated with poverty, although poverty is not a reason why you should have poor performance.
If you look at the matric results, every year for the last 7 years it's been dropping, and those kids got to go into the workplace after matric, and they don't, and then we wonder why we have the social and economic problems that we have in South Africa.
Education Alive is one of a number of non-governmental organisations actively involved in addressing problems in education. It identified that learners were not being taught properly how to study, and so amongst other things introduced a particular study method to tackle the problem.
Study means that they have to look at things, they have to experiment with it, they have to play with it, they have to read it, they have to understand it, thus they can apply it. So that when they do a maths sum, they can actually apply it and use it in their daily lives. There's a reason for it, there's a purpose for it.
Today, this international organisation is active in about 800 schools around the world, and in the Western Cape alone reaches out to nearly 2,000 learners each year.
It lessens the burden here in a sense that I can say, oh, there's another organisation you can go to and go chat about the child's academics and see if there's anything that they can do. And yes, we have had excellent results. We had children really being motivated amongst all this chaos that we sometimes have, and the fears about mathematics and physical science, and the insecurity about mathematics, physical science and accounting.
One of the critical challenges that educators and learners face is language. South Africa has 11 official languages, and in any one classroom there could be learners from at least 3 different language groups. Teaching the basics and overcoming barriers to study are 2 of the focus areas for Education Alive. The third area deals with skills, study skills, life skills and communication skills. Addressing this at the foundation stage, Education Alive introduces a cleverly designed program that gives all learners the opportunity to participate equally.
A lot of our children are not as privileged to be at a preschool or at a, creche where they start doing a lot of paintwork and colouring in and so on. So this actually helped with all those things.
Education Alive provides all the materials for both learners and educators, and also trains the educators in the use of these. For them, this input from Education Alive makes an enormous difference to their being able to cope in the classroom.
They provided us with reading materials, so it makes work easier. And most of the children are enjoying this program because each and everyone have got his or her own workbook. So it's much easier for them to understand the concept.
The teacher's manual tells you exactly word for word what you're doing. So, and as a teacher, sometimes you feel, no, I don't need to do that, or I don't need to do that. But this one, you actually can't. You don't want to leave out anything because it is so nicely put, and it again like caters for everyone.
In our context, it's invaluable, and it's extremely important to help the educators, because our educators are not all specialists in the field of intervention. Now, if we have these outside interventions, we welcome it and we grab it with both hands, because it's extremely important, and the wonderful resources that they supply, it helps.
Some of the statistics in education are frightening. Of all the learners who start in the education system, only 23% will complete and pass their secondary school level. And they have to do particularly well in this to gain entrance to tertiary education. To address this problem, Education Alive works actively to assist learners who are approaching the end of their school years. Learners may have made it through the school system, but many with very low marks and huge gaps in their education.
You have those kids that don't necessarily have the basic information that they need to go to the next level. Let's take a simple example. If they come to grade 10, you'd expect them to be able to factorize, or you'd expect them to be able to multiply brackets. They can't because they didn't pass that section in the paper.
And this is what Education Alive has picked up, that there is a need, and there are people who are committed, and there are people who want to move forward with it, and I think that's the other reason why they came on board, because they genuinely want to create a model school in the community.
Through one of their programs, the Matric Enrichment Program, Education Alive works with educators and learners, affording them the opportunity to improve their prospects and being able to look forward to satisfying their career aspirations.
I need maths and physics, that's the two most important subjects.
I want to do mechanical engineering or mechatronics.
I think that I might be able to do it on my own, but I need extra help so that I can actually achieve the thing to become a chemical engineer.
To be able to aspire to a future is a critical driver for young people today. And so the role that organisations like Education Alive play cannot be underestimated in the development of the country's human potential.
I mean, this has been one incredible journey for all of us as we've used to study technology. This method of study works. This technique of learning gets results. The study technique is all about the purpose of study.
Let us take up the struggle to change our situation and make it a better one. So I'm appealing to all concerned, those are parents here, our students, our Department of Education, Education Alive, and all those other institutions of education and training. Let us join hands to build a better future, a better South Africa for us.
On a day-to-day basis, we see people here that are really getting such great gains, because once they can do that, they can really succeed at anything in life. So if we can support that, then there's nothing stopping this country.
It's our main focus that we want to do. We want to retrain all 33,000 teachers in the country, and then also give resources into every class that the kids can make a success, because they can.